Community leaders and citizens are rallying in Columbia, South Carolina, to protest against the Confederate flag. They want it taken down from the state capitol. Steve Benjamin, as you heard, spoke at that rally. He is the mayor of Columbia, South Carolina, and Steve Benjamin joins me now. Mayor Benjamin, you're at the rally to have the Confederate flag taken down outside the State House. How would you describe the atmosphere there today?
It was a very powerful atmosphere. So many of the folks in the crowd knew personally the victims of the shooting at Emmanuel Church last week. There were Republicans and Democrats, people of every different ethnic and religious stripe you can imagine, coming together to encourage our leaders, our state leaders, to move forward, to leave the past behind us and to burst into a glorious future together. This has been a long journey. I got involved as a student in this movement over 25 years ago, and so many people have been working so long to get to this point. It's sad how we got here so immediately, but seeing people come together from all backgrounds is encouraging. And I'm predicting we're going to have victory here very soon.
And by victory, what do you mean?
By victory, I mean the two flags of the United States of America and the state of South Carolina flying at the state capitol in Columbia. I mean the Confederate battle flag being removed from any position of honor or sovereignty at our state capitol and moved to a museum where it belongs, and it happening post-haste. That's what I mean by victory. Okay.
When you look at the Confederate flag today, how does it make you feel?
Sure. Well, you know, I'm the mayor of this city, and it's important that I'm a secular leader that has a responsibility for, at very least, pushing the will of the majority, but also protecting the rights of the minority. And I take that responsibility very seriously. As an African American man, as a citizen of the United States of America, I feel very strongly that we are one great nation. We're not two nations. It's important that every symbol that we embrace as leaders and that we promote in our environment has to be symbols that bring people together. It is regardless of how we got here, whether it's we pay attention to the 150th anniversary of General Sherman burning Columbia, Jim Crow, or the Civil Rights Movement, or where we happen to be right now, the flag, the Confederate battle flag, is a symbol of division, and it's important that we put it in our rearview mirror.
What do you say to those who say, no, it represents a strong South and it's been appropriated by racist groups?
Well, I say that symbolism matters, and a strong South is represented by every one of the 50 stars on the flag of the United States of America. This country has a rich and also tortured past from the birth of this great nation, and we work through our challenges. We have to keep moving forward. The political compromise that put the flag at the Confederate Soldiers Monument 15 years ago was just a political compromise. What we're dealing with today is more of a moral reckoning, and it's encouraging, again, to see people of all political backgrounds, stripes, from all across the state, and indeed our friends from around the country and around the world also chime in to make sure that we make progress today on this issue.
Okay, so at what point will the flag come down? Take us through that process. And what message do you think it will send, and to whom when it does?
Well, you know, I will tell you, first I'll tell you about the message I believe it sends. South Carolina is an incredibly competitive state. Columbia is going through an incredible economic revitalization right now, $1.2 billion invested in our downtown over the last 4 years. Our state is as competitive as you can be in attracting business and industry. I believe that this move forward, this leap forward, would make this state even more competitive. I mean, it would be an incredible boost to the economic fortunes and moral fortunes of our children. The process that we have to go through, our state legislature has some laws they put on the book 15 years ago that says it requires a 2/3 majority in order to lower the flag from the Confederate soldiers' monument. What they're doing today is they're adding to what they call the sine die resolution, the resolution that signals the end of the session. They have to add language that says that they will reconvene to take up the issue of the flag. Both houses of the General Assembly, the House and Senate, we have a bicameral legislature here, have to vote to put this on the agenda for a special session. I feel strongly that the Senate and the House will do that today. The governor has said that if, in fact, they don't, that she has the authority to call them back into a special session. Hopefully they take that very seriously. And once it comes back, they'll have a chance to vote on the issue. I'm encouraged, again, with the dialogue we've seen. I'm very encouraged with the tone. Words matter, symbols matter, and there's been a spirit of people coming together, recognizing that enough is enough, and it really is time for the Confederate battle flag to be retired to a museum.
I know you think intellectually and you think about the message and the words, but in your heart of hearts, as an African-American man, when that flag is coming down, what will you be feeling?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm obviously an African-American man. I'm a father and a son. I'm a Christian. I'm hopeful. I am the proud child of so many people who gave so much. People who marched and cried and bled and died to give us a chance to participate in the full bounty, full fortunes of America. Now it's my responsibility as a leader in this community, as a leader in the state and in this nation, to make sure that I give our children, my children, but also those children who may not be of my loins, but certainly I have a responsibility for helping create a world where they know that the American dream is real to each and every one of them. It would be quite moving. It would be moving. It would be important to me, and I think for me, simply because it's important to my children, my two little girls. It'll be a special day in South Carolina, and a special day, I believe, for the United States of America.
Steve Benjamin, the mayor of Columbia, South Carolina, thank you so much for joining us today on the CBC News Network.
Ms. McNeil, thank you so much for having me.